All right, welcome to another edition of Postcards from Around the World. Let's run through it. This is the last pile that I had accumulated originally. I do have more postcards that have accumulated this year, but we'll focus on this pile for now. So, start with the Catalina Island. I went there over spring break, my senior year of college, I think. It was beautiful. Got to go take a tour of the casino here. Not a casino, but it's like a theater, and there's a ballroom on top and stuff like that. Beautiful place. Great place to spend a couple days. And the Channel Islands. I also did this on that same trip. Beautiful park. Got to take a boat out there. There was some dolphins that were like going out in front of the boat, and we got to see a whale too, which was really cool during that trip. But that was fun. And Garden of the Gods and Pikes Peak. So I went to the top of Pikes Peak and got to explore Garden of the Gods when I did the big road trip back in 2017. Beautiful area, just outside of Colorado Springs there. Yeah, beautiful. Albuquerque, that was on the big road trip too. Great town. Didn't get to spend a lot of time there, but it was fun. It was fun from what I got to see, and there's a lot to see and do there for sure. And Channel Islands again, beautiful place off the coast of California. And Channel Islands again there. Catalina Island again, beautiful spot. These are all upside down. Gosh dang it. Death Valley National Park. This was on my spring break trip too. Really unique landscape. Such a unique part of the world for sure. Really cool national park. There's the salt flats there in Death Valley. Got to stand out there in the lowest spot. Is the lowest spot on land in the northern hemisphere or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, cool spot. Kansas, went there. Was that last year? 2 years ago? With my dad. Got to see a little bit of Kansas, which is actually really. There's a lot more to see and do there than I expected, and yeah, really beautiful area. Kansas, there's the capital. We went there. More Kansas pictures. The Evil Knievel Museum, yeah. We went there in Kansas. That was actually a lot of fun. I know my dad was an Evil Knievel fan growing up. They have a whole section on when he came to Yakima, because that was one of his crashes, I believe. But yeah, that was actually a really fun museum. In Van Gogh, I went to this earlier this year actually. Really cool postcards, which might not be able to see the changes in there, but it's like holographic. Same thing here. Kind of moves like 3D-esque. That was actually a lot of fun. One of the interactive experiences. I went to the one in Seattle. That was a ton of fun. Fort McHenry, Baltimore. I went there after I graduated from college. That's where Star Spangled Banner was written, where the Revolutionary War kind of, or where part of it took place. And yeah, right there in Baltimore. Another Baltimore postcard there. I spent about a day there. Got to go to the baseball stadium. Did not get to go to the football stadium, unfortunately. In Washington, D.C. Spent a few days there on that same trip. Spent a lot of time walking around there in the rain. But really cool to see all the national monuments and all the big museums and stuff like that there. Such a unique town. There's another picture there. In the White House, I got to go to the gate or to the fence there and take some pictures. More Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. there. And Vancouver, British Columbia. This was a fun weekend trip with my cousin and her friend. Vancouver's a really beautiful city. I did it a few years ago, and yeah, beautiful city. British Columbia, I think, is beautiful in general. But yeah, that was a lot of fun as well. Got to see the totem poles there too. In Stanley Park, there's a whole bunch of them there. That was fun. Vancouver. There's an aerial shot there. Beautiful area. Similar to Seattle, I would say, but I'd say I like it better than Seattle, in my opinion. Another picture there. Another one there. Beautiful spot. We went to that clock, I remember. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful. It was not very sunny when we were there because we went in the fall. It was like late fall, around Halloween, I think. Kind of rained, but and it was kind of cold, but it was still really beautiful. In Missouri, got to take a trip there. We went to see my sister. She was graduating from basic training. Tried to go up the arch, but it was closed that day, unfortunately, which was really upsetting. So I'll have to go back and do that again and see if I can actually get to the top of the arch. But it was fun to look, or fun to explore St. Louis and Missouri in general. And St. Louis there again. This was in St. Louis as well. The Missouri History Museum, which we went to. I really enjoyed that. Being a history fan, I really enjoyed that one. Another one there. Guatemala City was an old one. I went to Guatemala City during spring break my freshman year of college, and yeah, that was a fun start to the trip there. And then we went out into the mountains and taught English, and I really enjoyed that trip. It was definitely impactful for sure. But Guatemala City is beautiful. And Los Angeles. Explored Los Angeles too many times to count. Las Vegas. I think this was from my first trip there. It's definitely an old postcard. Got to stay at the Excalibur for my 21st birthday and lost a lot of money. So I got to see Vegas. Oh, New Zealand, yes. Beautiful landscape. Oh, I love New Zealand. Got to see basically this exact picture on the South Island of New Zealand. But yeah, definitely the most beautiful country I've been to. And the Grand Canyon, got a few stuck together. In college, I had a lot of these taped to my wall in my apartment down in San Diego, and so some of them are still a little bit sticky from that. But there's the Grand Canyon. Again, just absolutely incredible. Does not look real when you're standing there. It's just so enormous and out of this world. But that was, I would totally go back there and explore more. In Uluru in Australia. This is out in the outback. I went here when I studied abroad in Australia. It's so crazy because there is nothing out there by where this is. You stay not too far away, but from it. But yeah, there's nothing out there, and then there's just this giant rock, Uluru, that stands out like all by itself. It's pretty crazy. But I got to go up close to it and touch it. And Taiwan, got to go there. Did not get to see the sky lanterns, but did get to go to a lantern festival in the south of Taiwan in Kaohsiung, and it was really cool to see all the different types of lanterns that they had there. In Malaysia, wish I could have spent more time there. I was kind of rushed that entire time. but that I was there. But from what I got to experience, it was a lot of fun. Very unique kind of country, I think. And Singapore, one of my favorites. I went to the National Orchid Garden there. Singapore is a beautiful city, beautiful country. Um, yeah, would definitely go back. In Estonia, got to do a little 1 week study abroad there. Spent some time in Tallinn, but it was beautiful. It was in the wintertime. It was cold, but it was so cool to see the kind of medieval buildings, to see all the history there, learn about it. And I thought it was beautiful in the winter with all the Christmas markets too. Back to Australia. This was also by the Uluru, the Big Rock. This is like the other formation out there. That was pretty amazing to see as well. And what's going on there? All right. Sorry, I haven't looked at some of these in a while. The 12 Apostles, I went there when I was in Australia, along the Great Ocean Road in the southeast part of Australia. Basically took the same picture there. Such a cool, unique landscape out in Australia. But and those limestone stacks, they're still standing. So, yeah, that was fun to see. New Zealand. Started my trip in New Zealand in Auckland. Really fun city. I went to the top of this hill here in the background. Didn't go up on top. You can go up on top of the tower there, but I didn't get to do that. Yeah, it was fun. Sydney. This is my home for about 5 months. Spent a lot of time right where this picture is taken. There's a big park there. Yeah, such a beautiful city. And Fiji, got to spend a couple days there in Fiji. Beautiful, looks exactly like that. Had a fun time exploring the villages, and yeah, would definitely go back and explore more of the outer islands too. Santa Monica, California, beautiful area. Been there a few times. Hong Kong, had a lot of fun in Hong Kong when I was there. It's just amazing to see all of these skyscrapers just stacked on top of each other. But that's a pretty amazing city. Missing one there. St. Pete Beach, Florida. Been there a couple times now, the last couple years. Yeah, beautiful beach. Fun to kind of cruise around and live kind of the island life without actually being on the island, I guess. Yeah, anyways. The Dolly Museum, went there last year, and yeah, love that painting. I actually have a bigger picture of that one. Another work from Dolly, and that's outside the museum there. And I got to go to the Kennedy Space Center, which was a ton of fun. I am a big space nerd, so that was fun for me to see all of that. Yeah, I would totally go back there too. Definitely want to go to the Space Center in Houston as well. Kennedy Space Center again. Would love to go see a launch there someday. And more pictures there. And Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. Got to do this a couple years ago. Again, beautiful spot. Learned so much football history there. That was actually really fascinating. And I definitely recommend it to everyone. Another picture out front there. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland. As a rock and roll fan, I enjoyed that one. Yeah, it was fun to go there, see some of the rock and roll history. Back to Sydney. Again, beautiful town, beautiful city. Yeah, I would totally go back there too. Theodore Roosevelt National Park, I think one of the most underrated national parks. It is incredible. Teddy Roosevelt's the one who started the national park program. Um, yeah, it's a beautiful area. I got to see some buffalo there. They made us actually like it wasn't. I think I was 2 cars back, but we had to stop traffic because they were crossing the road and everything. But that was a lot of fun. This is a great picture of it. Such a beautiful area in North Dakota. And what we got here? Boston, Fenway Park. Yeah, that was awesome to be there to see that. Walked around a little bit. Would love to go back and take a tour, but I was there for a game in which the Mariners beat the Red Sox, which was also fun. But yeah, such an iconic stadium. Another picture of it there. I was down in right field by the pesky pole, not too far up from that. And Boston, beautiful city, my favorite one on the East Coast. Yeah, so there you have it. That's all the postcards there. Like I said, I do have more, so I will start another one, or I'll do another one sometime in the future. But as of now, those are all the ones that I had lying around in all the other episodes. So there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see y'all next time.